Okay, we are going to go ahead and get started with our recital. First thing, always, I just want to start off with some thank yous, of course. So, number one thank you is, first on the list is the space. So thank you to Hamilton Park, United Church of Christ for allowing us to do these recitals. The second thing is you all. So, the students who come in, put their hard efforts in every single day. The parents that give them rides to and from the studio. Thank you all. Can you give yourselves a round of applause? Let me just break the silence. So I wanted to talk a little bit. So the previous recitals we've done, what I'll do is I'll highlight each performer. So I'll talk a little bit about each performer before they play. This one I thought it'd be fun to kind of structure their pieces in order of newest to oldest. So we're going to start from the time period of today, or literally 2 weeks ago. Lucian finished an album, and he'll be playing one of his original pieces. And we will end in the 1700s with Mozart. So I also promised some of the students in the class, because this is a really difficult thing, right? To sit and perform in front of everybody, in front of strangers. You have to be very brave to do it. And one of my favorite ways of describing performance is it reminds me a lot of if let's say you're walking down the street and you're trying to impress somebody and you trip and fall. The performance is how you can recover from that fall and make it look like you didn't do it, right? The more you do it, the better you get. But the thing is, with performance, you're always going to trip and fall. There's always going to be something that goes wrong, and you're not going to play it as well, typically, than you do in practice. It's the weirdest thing. But a lot of times it's the experience that you have within that piece, within those nerves. And so we're all imperfect, and it's one of my favorite parts about performing is how do you navigate through the mistakes. And so I told everybody that I was gonna put myself in that situation, so I'll be on the program as well, making mistakes and navigating my trips and falls in front of you all today as well. I did want to talk a little bit about the featured, if you notice in your program, the featured pianist that we have is, as I mentioned before, is Lucien Destaire. Lucien Destaire is 15, 14? So, in 9th grade in high school, just finished this all original ragtime pieces. And they are for sale. They're donation-based, just up front. You can grab really cool album covers as well. So you can pick those up at the end of the recital, and you'll hear also Lucien perform it live. And then just some upcoming event that we have is on June 16th through 19th, we'll be doing a podcast camp. And so it'll be ages about like 9 to 15, basically who we had today. And what we'll do is we start off learning about the different types of podcasts that are out there, and by the end, we'll be working in groups and they'll be forming their own podcast. So we'll look at various types, through comedy, through news, through just entertainment, through video games. And then with each podcast, they'll be writing their own theme songs to go along to these podcasts. So if you're interested in that and signing up for the camp, just feel free to reach out to me through email, francoisbyers@gmail, or my website, francoisbyers.com. So without further ado, there are some program changes. I'll mention this as we get through to this, but without further ado, I present to you Lucien Destaire. And again, his CDs are up front, so donation-based, but feel free to take one as well. I don't have cash on you. So our next one, we have Nehemiah is next, but Nehemiah is not here today. So we'll be moving on to Michael Reynolds. So I thought it'd be, go on, I thought it'd be fun to do like a little fun facts about each song as we navigate through history, going to the past. So this one, the song that Michael chose to work on the past couple months is House of Memories. And so House of Memories, the composer and songwriter of this song has a 4-octave stretch vocal. So I don't know if you guys know what that means, but it means that you can go really low and really high all in one. So, and he apparently starred in a Broadway production called Kinky Boots. So, and this is, you'll see a lot throughout today, some improvisation. So, music that's been learned through reading and the music that's learned just by ear and by scales and the nature of how melodies work. So we're gonna do, me and Michael are gonna do a little combination of both of those. Give me 1 second. I just found my phone. I'm a notes guy. I have a terrible memory. That must be all full of music. I don't know. I've been trying to figure out why my brain is so slow for years. So for our next performer, this is any Swifties out there? Swifties, maybe 1 or 2. Only 1 or 2 Swifties? Yes. Okay, so I'm not the only one, right? So Taylor Swift, I didn't know this about her, but Taylor Swift, I mean, I'm sure all the Swifties would know that. I actually wanted to ask Emily, but she apparently sneaks in Easter eggs in her song lyrics and has for years. The song lyrics or videos, she put little Easter eggs and throughout her music. But without further ado, and then we have a little surprise after this. So let's give it up for Emily. for our little surprise, it so happens to be somebody's birthday. Whose birthday is that, Emily?
My mom's.
So we have worked on how to play Happy Birthday the past couple of weeks. Emily picked it up really quick. We're gonna sing along with her as she plays it. And Emily's mother is named Diane. So if you would, please join me in as we sing Happy Birthday to Diane. So for our next piece, we're now edging into the year 2011, and this one is called Wet Hands. So Wet Hands is a piece, you might have heard the melody from those of your kids that like the game Minecraft. So funny enough, I guess the game Minecraft is very busy. It's a very busy building game, but there's a portion of it where it's very slow and relaxing. And I guess the composer wrote this entire soundtrack at home on his computer. And I guess at this point he wanted to kind of create moments of calm before they get chaotic and build things in Minecraft. So without further ado, this is Ian playing Wet Hands from Minecraft. We're now headed to the year 2004. So this composer is an Italian composer. You might have seen him around, his name around. His name is Nuvolo Bianchi. No, the composer is Ludovico Einaudi. And he's gonna, Wyatt here is gonna play a song called Nuvolo Bianchi. And that translates to, in Italian, for white clouds. Interesting fact about Einaudi, this composer, his father was a publisher, and his grandfather was Italy's president. So it's really interesting to do the research behind composers sometimes, because oftentimes you'll discover things that are unique, and while we might think that all they are is a musician, sometimes they're more than just that. Without further ado, give it up for Wyatt Gift. there's part of the reason why I decided not to delve too much into like how awesome the kids are, because I'm sure you already know how awesome they are. But the other reason is this music sort of, their playing speaks for itself and can put you in a trance, like why it just is. So for this next one, this next composer is called Yun Ishikawa, and we're now in the year 1996. And another video game composer. I'm always like incredibly impressed by what video composers come up with. Obviously, the big staple of Mario, Super Mario Brothers, kind of pays credence to that. But with this one, this is the composer of the game Kirby, and this composer has written every single song for the game since 1992. And one thing I want to say about, so this next performer is Alex. And Alex is, you'll see, so this composer is known for these words are great, playful complexity. So it's complex, but it's playful, and that makes it really hard on the piano. So you'll see what Alex has been having to take on the past several months. But without further ado, I give it up for Alex. Quite the beast to play. So for this next one, I want to see if we can get some legit crowd participation. Can I get a scream? I'm going to either say Backstreet or NSYNC. Backstreet Boys. Who was the Backstreet Boys? All right. What about NSYNC? All right. So Backstreet Boys is the one. This is good. So Adeline, she has introduced me to. I mean, I knew a little bit of the Backstreet Boys back then, but she introduced me that kids nowadays are into the Backstreet Boys. I think it's totally awesome. Her mother was also talking about how much she loves the Backstreet Boys. My wife is a huge Backstreet Boys fan as well. So, yeah, and we're going to go ahead and play with, Adeline didn't get a chance to warm up this morning, so this is kind of really brave of her to just jump on the piano. We're going to do a little arrangement of the Backstreet Boys, and then after that we'll play a song from the book. so the next one we're gonna do. I'll have to talk to Dylan. I can't remember which word. I think we're gonna do the blues first. This is really exciting. Dylan's gonna improvise for you on the blues. So I'm gonna just give a little bass structure on this keyboard over here, and Dylan is gonna improvise on the blues. And then after that, he'll do his prepared song, which is "I'm Blue," and you'll probably recognize it. But just one fun fact about "I'm Blue" is it was the keyboardist composed it all in one afternoon. So I know this to be true for myself, that sometimes songs are just, they're like bugs in the ear. And oftentimes those bugs in the ear are the most catchy, and the song writes itself really quickly. But that is the case also with "I'm Blue." But without further ado, let's give it up for Dylan O'Malley. this next song is going to be played by Noble Anderson and by Queen. So Queen, one of the composers, lyricists for Queen, Brian May, a lot of people don't know this, was in astrophysics. So again, this lines up with the whole idea that people who make music are not always just musicians. Sometimes they're really cool other fields too. But without further ado, please give it up for Noble Anderson. Nice, good. One thing I forgot, I promised Noble I would do this. Can we do some clapping for the boom boom ch, that part with Noble? Noble, can you go straight to the we will, starting on here? Ready? 1, 2, ready, go. Production of Queen called We Will Rock You. And I was talking to some of the actors last night and they're like, yeah, we don't know, the storyline is really weird. It's not actually the life of Freddie Mercury. It's more having to do with space. But then after learning that Brian May is an astrophysicist, I wondered how much of it had to do with the plot. But that is it, Dutch Apple. When is it, Alexa? When is it? What? When does We Will Rock You start?
Next week on Friday.
Next week on Friday. So if you're into the theater stuff. So, Noble, nice work. Good job. Okay, so for the next one, I think it's me. This is me. So I'm going to play a piece by a guy named Aram Khachaturian. He's an Armenian composer. And one fun, quick little fact about him is he was 19 when he started piano. 19 when he started composing, 19 when he started piano. So that's also one of those things. I'm a believer in the whole that sort of sappy motif that it's never too late to learn the piano. I really believe in that sort of thing. And no matter how old you are, it's never too late to learn. It is too late to get to certain places, but you can always learn things. And I think the piano is just a great instrument. But without further ado, this is Khachaturian's Toccata. next composer is Claude Debussy, and this is going to be a Tallulah. Tallulah's going to be performing it, but she couldn't make it here. She had, I think, the swim event. Tallulah's an amazing swimmer. She's actually was in the Junior Olympics. But Alexa, can you find? Do I need to come up there? Can you find Tallulah's video in one of the files? This one, so Debussy, the 1900s, where coming out of music where it was so much about the human emotion. We're starting to look at more at music that is impressionistic. So we start looking at paintings and what music sounds like and the sound's image through the composer's eyes, how they envision impressionism and artwork. And so with this one, this is Claude Debussy's Arabesque played by Tallulah Shah. My next goal with Tallulah is definitely to try to see if she can play the piano and swim at the same time. I don't know how it's gonna work. See if we can figure it out. So this next one is Chopin. Chopin actually has my middle name. It's Frederick Francois Chopin. We just pronounce it differently. I'm Francois because I'm from North Carolina, so it's Francois. It's got a little southern twin into it. But so Chopin, no, they call him the poet of the piano. So he's very good at creating very simple melodies and then expanding upon them, almost like one would with poetry. And Connor is going to play one of Chopin's pieces. This was actually published after Chopin passed away. He died, and then I think several years after that it was discovered. So without further ado, give it up for Connor O'Malley playing Chopin's Waltz in A minor. So we're going to follow that with another Chopin piece. We'll do one after the other. Maya, you can go ahead. Maya's been helping us with the camera and lights upstairs. Also, any other students that want to do that, feel free to let me know. We can definitely arrange some practice with that. So, Maya, is Maya on her way done?
Yes, kind of right now.
Okay, cool. So, fun fact about Chopin, as I said, the previous piece that Connor played it was published after Chopin's death. This one Chopin was about 7 years old. And as you hear it, you can hear the signs of nationalism. So this was very common this time. History says that it was very common. During this time period, the Romantic era, where composers were very interested in their homes. They had pride in where they were from. And Maya happens also to have relatives who are her mother is Polish. So without further ado, here is Maya playing Chopin, and then she'll follow it up with Mozart. applause for everybody. But I always do a little like video feature that, oftentimes we'll combine the things that we learn through sound and apply them to visual videos. Alexa, can you put those up? So some of these I'll kind of describe once Alexa puts it up. One of the things we've been doing is this program called Line Writer. And so Line Writer, the kids are really good at it, and it's really hard to do. But what I like to do with this is both try to put, what you do with Line Writer is you draw these lines, and you can do it to music. So you add music to it, and you get a little guy on a sled to ride the lines. It operates almost like, it almost tries to emulate physics, so if it doesn't get enough momentum up, it won't go high, it'll fall off. It's really hard, and it's, I like to do this as a testament to their resilience, to fail and keep trying, fail and keep trying. But this is Jack Miller's original song and then his line writer. But they're just two line writers, and then I'll show you. I'll talk about the next videos as they come up. So here's Jack Miller's, who's not here with us today, but yeah. Okay. This little spooky end to it, and the music itself is very, very horror story. It's interesting with music, you can't. There's happy sounding things, and there's sad sounding, and then there's scary and mystical. All those chords all apply to music, and I just like to let the kids run with the sounds that they enjoy. So it's always interesting to see what they come up with. Here's another one. No, this is Noah Lutz, who's not here. This is his line writer, so different feel. It's really impressive. I know it looks like it's easy. You just draw lines and the guy goes, he falls off like right away every time. That was, both Jack and a lot of people are good at it. Connor's great at it. There are plenty of people that are really good, but it's amazing. I'm like horrible at it. And if you want to find out for yourself, just go to linewriter.com and try it. You'll find how much you'll struggle with it. The next one, what's the next one we got? This is Adeline Sujas, her original theme composed. So this one we worked in a software called MuseScore. This is where they can actually write the notes on the staff versus just playing it by ear and recording it. So this is Adeline's original theme to some ideas that we came up with to put to her theme. more. Oh, this is great. So this one is, Michael has a knack. We were just talking about how blue was written in like an acronym, right? So catching thing. Michael Reynolds has this knack for just coming up with songs on the spot. And I was like, once he came up, I was like, we gotta record this. This is so good. And then I put a little video to it. I haven't even shown Michael the video that I put to it. But this is Michael's original theme that he came up with, and you can hear what he comes up with.
Talking to myself. Talking to myself. There's no words to the song except for talking to myself.
Talking to myself. Talking to myself. There's no words to the song except for talking to myself.
Talking to myself. Talking to myself. There's no words to the song except for talking to myself.
Talking to myself. Talking to myself. There's no words to the song except for talking to myself.
Don't be surprised if for the rest of today you're gonna have that going on in the back of your head, talking to myself. Okay, so this last one has the story behind it, which I love. So one of the great things about working with all these students is getting to know about the families. So I learned all these like different facts about the families that are fun pieces of information. This one, Emily's grandfather was a surgeon in the Army, and I guess if I remember correctly, they found a hand and asked so if you're squeamish, close your ears. But he found a hand and he's like, can I cut it off with a finger? And so he's got an actual finger, preserved it, and so Emily told me this, was like, that's awesome, can we see a picture of this and like write a tune about it? And so Emily came up with this whole song about the finger, the misbehaving finger. And again, if you're squeamish, maybe close your eyes, because you will see the finger. But here, this is our final video.
Evacuation. Everybody out of their houses. Wait, where am I? What is this orange stuff on my arm? Hello? Hello? Is anybody home? Hello?
Since this event, authorities have successfully caught the misbehaving finger that escaped the Army hospital back in 1780 during the Revolutionary War. It is now safely housed at Specimen 271. People flock from around the world to view it. Very happy that they weren't around during the time of the misbehaving finger.
So can we give it up for all the performers today? Did an outstanding job. I'm always so impressed. So that sums up our concert. Can I just ask one thing that all performers come up? We'll have a picture to take with everybody. Come up front, and then help yourself to food. There's food reception, and again, Lucian CDs are for sale, donation based, or you can feel free to just take one and have a listen to those. Thank you guys again. Thank you very much.